love that song. And it's our record of the week. It's Deacon Blue and City of Love. Time now then to meet our My Life guest this afternoon. This is Ben Featherstone, a musician and composer from Hassocks. How are you?
Very well, thank you, Alison. Thanks for having me on.
Your album is doing very well at the moment. You were just telling me how many hits you had. Was it yesterday? What have you got to?
Yeah, we're up to 37,000 downloads.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I thought we were going to get 10,000 in a year, but
well, you've exceeded your own expectations. That's always a good thing. Now, the interesting thing about this album of yours is that you've recorded bits of it in some unusual places.
Yes, I certainly have. I've been going around Sussex with a sack barrow and a caravan battery. I've been going into buildings like probably shouldn't admit this live somewhere because I'm going to get arrested, but I've been going into like Shoreham Cement Works. We did some recording in there.
Would you just sneak in?
Yeah, I've been very naughty.
Oh gosh, the officers will be here in any minute now. And in a tunnel, I understand?
Yeah, in a tunnel, yeah. Probably don't sneak in these cement works because it's made of asbestos and that's why no one's in there.
Right, so, okay, yes. This is not don't try this at home. We don't want to get anyone into any bother. Why did you want to do that? I mean, could you not just go into a recording studio or
I wanted to get the music to sound really good in a room and then do hardly any editing when it got into a computer.
Okay.
50% of it is because I don't know what I'm doing when I'm recording.
Right.
And the other side is
I love your honesty.
and the other half of it is the fact that every time we record in a different place, the microphones will pick up the ambience of the room. So if you record in a tunnel, you've got water in there and you've got different elements. So that comes across in the music.
We should say the album is called Prisoner to the Wind. How would you describe it? What sort of genre are we talking?
Well, it's difficult, isn't it? It's a blend of classical, folk. There's a little bit of progressive rock in a couple of places, I suppose, but it's mostly contemporary folk, I'd say. But it's definitely a concept album.
And the title, Prisoner to the Wind?
It means sometimes in life you don't know what's going to be thrown at you.
Oh, ain't that the truth?
Yeah, so you're kind of guided by the wind. The wind can carry you home or it can push you out to sea.
I love it. Well, look, I'm thrilled for you that it's hit so many downloads in such a short space of time.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Now, what I also love about you is you sent me a list prior to the interview with like little pointers of things we could talk about.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna run through the list because I think it's amazing. So Ben has written what we can talk about: being at Abbey Road Studios, getting struck by lightning whilst on tour with a very famous singer from Paraguay. I've trekked through jungles. I've driven thousands of miles through South America, and got held up at gunpoint numerous times. I went on Britain's Got Talent as a joke and got through to the second stage. I've partied with the Libertines. I met Noel Gallagher recently. I composed bespoke ballets. Some of the musicians on the album have played with Celine Dion, Beyonce, Rod Stewart, to name just a few. We can talk about the writing process, weird recording processes. I know a lot about marine life as well. I mean, that's quite random, isn't it? Just throw that in there.
That's where I went to university and studied.
You studied marine biology.
Yeah.
How you hate social media. And then finally, and I also have tons of drinking stories. Brilliant. You also have a Mel Gibson story. I want to hear that.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
Go on.
Yeah. So I was in Jersey doing some writing, and I went to a bar and I was eating. I was on my own, and there was sort of a bit of a commotion, and Mel Gibson walked in. And I don't really watch many films or anything. I'm a bit rubbish with all of that. And he leant against the bar and was power drinking bottles of Beck's, and I was power drinking pints Guinness. And no one was talking to him. And I went and stood next to him, and I said, "Oh, do you want a bottle of Beck's?" And he goes, "What?" "I'll buy you a drink." And I said, "Well, I bet you always expect everyone to... I bet everyone expects you to buy all the drinks all the time." And he said, "Yeah, they do, actually." I said, "That's all right, I'll get you a drink." And I bought him a bottle of Beck's. And we got drunk for about 2 hours. And I was sitting there going, "Mel, what about Braveheart? If they filmed it today, do you think that everyone would just be CGI'd? Because I'm assuming it was all just actors in a field. And he's going, yeah, it was. There's just actors everywhere and stuff like this. And he went on for a while. And then in Jersey, last orders is last orders, no matter who you are. And they,
even if you're Mel Gibson,
you
can't get a lock in. If you can't get a lock in with Mel, I mean, come on.
And so the bar lady's taken our drinks off us, and we just downed them, to be honest. And then he went walking off, and he just turns around and he goes, hey, it's nice to meet you. Do you think next time I'm in Jersey, I could give you a call and we can go for a drink together again?
No.
Yeah. And I said, yeah, of course we can, Mel. And he said, well, next time we meet each other, you've got to remember, I'm Russell Crowe. I've been calling him Mel all night.
I love that. Wow.
He just continued. He just thought it was funny, I think.
Brilliant. Got drunk with Russell Crowe. Amazing. Let's go back to the story about being struck by lightning as well. Yeah. So what happened there?
I was playing with a Paraguayan singer called Marco de Brix, and he passed away while we were on tour, and it was all a bit weird, and I left.
Not ideal.
No. Well, no one's heard of him over here, but over there he's like Marco e Banco Santander all over the signs everywhere. And I went, my friend Jason, actually from Sussex, he was in Peru and he got a bus all the way down to the bottom of Brazil. And I said, let's go fishing or whatever. And we got on a boat. It was like a replica pirate ship. And had a big old mast going like that and just waving my hand in the air knowing no one can see me do it.
It doesn't work on the radio, really. But it's okay. Yeah. I can see it. It's good for me.
I didn't realise you were 6'8". So anyway, we got on this boat and it was like a proper storm, you know what I mean? Like the sort of thing like you see like on a scary film storm. And I said, we're going to get struck by lightning to the captain, and he just shrugged his shoulders and was just like, whatever. And in the end, it got so bad, they said, look, you can get out on that island, or you can stay on the boat, it's up to you. And I said, is there a bar on the island? And the bloke, he's like, yeah. And I said, we'll get off the island then. And boat went off into the storm, absolutely fine. I was drying myself on the beach while my friend was getting some drinks in, and he had a massive bang, turned around, and I'd been thrown across the beach. Yeah. And I was laying on the...
right?
No, yeah. It damaged my the nerves in my knees, actually, and I kept falling over randomly for a few months after. But I'm completely fixed now. Wow. It just takes a while for them to knit back together. But
I never met anyone who's actually been struck by lightning.
It was really random, because I just assumed it was really rare. And then when I got back to the mainland in Brazil, everyone was like, "Oh yeah, my auntie got struck last week."
You're not special, Ben. It happens to all of us.
Going back to England, where it's special.
What happened with Britain's Got Talent as well?
I'm going to sound like a right alcoholic now. I was in a pub and...
There is a theme recurring here, Ben, but we're not judging.
Yeah, I'd like to make stories to write songs about. Or so you haven't anything to write about, eh? I was in a pub.
And some of the best stories do start with, I was in a pub. I was having a drink
I rode a horse into a pub.
Yeah. So you're in the pub.
And my friend said to me, because I can sing Ness and Dormer quite well. And he said, why don't you go on Britain's Got Talent, sing Ness and Dormer? I was like, going on there. And then my other friend was like, I'll give you 20 quid to go to Asda and buy an entire outfit for the day and go on there. And it got to the point where I actually did, and I've got full-blown, like a complete hat, some jewellery and everything. I couldn't believe how much stuff you could get. And then I turned up, and I think because I was completely not nervous, and they put me through to the second stage. I was like, oh. And then I spoke to someone.
So when you get to the second stage, are you in front of the actual judges then or not? Is this researchers?
It's very strange. They green screen you with an IMAX camera, which was weird. When I went there, anyway, this was about 5 or 6 years ago, and they just put you in a room and they film you singing it from different angles. They're very clever. Because the whole idea was if you could potentially get through and then not turn up, and everyone would be like, who's that guy? You know, they don't have a fake name and everything, so I could have just not come, and everyone would be like, what happened to that bloke that was in the first stage? So, that was that. And then in the end, I just didn't go back. In the end, I was just like, it's going to ruin my life.
It's another claim to fame, though, isn't it? And where did you meet Noel Gallagher?
I was at Abbey Road. He was eating a banana.
Rock and roll.
Yeah, that's one thing. In Abbey Road, most people are called Andy and they all eat loads of bananas.
Oh,
Yeah,
there you go.
God knows.
That's an observation.
Yeah.
So did you record part of your album at Abbey Road?
It was
or
all
were you doing
mastered
something
there,
else?
the whole thing.
Okay.
Which was like an ambition of mine. So it was all recorded in loads of different places.
Shoreham Cement Works and then put together in Abbey Road.
I know. They say you can't polish a turd, but you can roll it around in glitter.
And where can we see you gig? Do you gig locally?
I'll be playing in the Comedia, I reckon, in April when I pull my finger out and organise it. Just keep an eye on my website and you'll see some stuff there.
What do you prefer? Do you prefer the kind of writing process or do you prefer the kind of getting out there on stage and performing?
Yeah, performing, definitely.
Yeah?
Yeah, I love it.
But you don't love social media?
No.
No. Isn't that tricky, though, in your game? Don't you need to kind of be on social media or at least have a presence so that you can sell tickets to your gigs?
Everyone said that, and I released an album without any social media presence, and it's done a lot better than a lot of bands I know that use social media. But I don't really want to be a part of the whole... I think it's causing a lot of mental health issues in young people, and there's a lot of people that wouldn't have had a narcissistic personality disorder probably developing in it from being on the back of social media, looking at other people doing stuff that they're probably not even doing anyway.
There is that. Yeah, absolutely. Well, listen, it's lovely to have you in the studio. Thank you so much. I see you do have your guitar with you.
Just in case.
Just in case. What could you play for us? A little something? Or
I could play a little song if you want.
Oh, go on then. Yeah. Go on. If you've brought your guitar with you, it seems rude not to hear you play.
Yeah. I'll play a little short one.
Good.
This isn't on the album. This is just a nice little thing. It's called Your Heart Will Break the Same as Mine. Well, it's hard to dance with a devil on your back, baby. You don't suffer no more. I know it's hard when his claws are in your eyes. Tell me, does your heart break the same as mine? And the rain, it flows down the street again, down that road where the cars drive way too fast. And I'll miss you, 'cause your heart it breaks the same as mine. Well, life can be tempestuous, a bootleg of despair, a snowflake melting in the sea. Waste your soul with care, 'cause it's hard to dance with a devil on your back, baby. You don't suffer no more. I know that your heart it breaks the same as mine. And your heart it breaks, your heart will break the same as mine.
Lovely. Thank you for that, Ben. And you can get hold of Ben's album, Prisoner to the Wind. It's available on all digital platforms. Ben Featherstone, thank you so much.
That's all right. Thank you.
The BBC.